the benefits of Web3. Everyone falls down the rabbit hole a different way. We're there to provide. It says those diverse paths. I've changed that. We're there to provide a smooth landing. So any thoughts? Welcome.
I like your changes, true. To your edit, Ernest, yeah, let's chat about that. Like that node language is in the Genesis proposal or the announcement too, right? The, like HQ is going to be a media node. What did you, when we say nodes, do we like mean, because I read that as like external of BanklessDAO, and I'm curious, like, True, did you read that as everything? Ernest, did you read that as everything?
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with nodes as part of the mission statement, but if it was just implying the, the guilds, the departments, the projects, if it was referring to those, then those are the organizational units within the DAO. And that's what we talk about in the rest of the Constitution. If it's more, if that doesn't make sense, if we are talking about more than just, what's on the grants committee database, then yeah, I'm all for nodes. Nodes makes perfect sense.
I think I would just do that and then avoid all of it.
Yeah, and then that's even
Yeah, I like that.
So Lynx, I just got rid of the nodes in our growing ecosystem collaborate to, and I just took that out and put we, so it becomes we create pathways for people to discover, etc.
Love it.
And we're happy with pathways over inroads.
I like your edits, True, otherwise, yeah.
Okay, and a smooth landing rather than diverse paths.
Maybe we should have more of a like under promise, like, at least a minimally rocky landing with, gravel.
It's not soft grass.
If you get gravel rash, we'll help you treat it.
Yeah.
I might suggest, like, honestly, just taking that whole sentence out, since it's not part of the mission statement and it's just really something different. Although I'm not hardcore committed, but if you're going to keep it within the section heading, I think that would come out.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. I agree too. It was just
making what was there better.
Yes. Okay. So delete.
So.
Okay, then that takes us to 2.3 vision statement, which actually should be first, shouldn't it?
It depends on which corporate philosophy you ascribe
to. Right.
I need some comment.
I've always, I don't know, what I've been exposed to is vision is the high level overarching thing, and then the mission sits underneath that. I'm not fussed on moving it just for the sake of moving it, but
I think in America, like at least where I've always played, like it tends to be mission, vision, values, like in that order, not with any real thought. I have no preference or real opinion, so just whatever you.
Maybe it's a Commonwealth thing, because in Canada I'm used to vision, mission, values.
Interesting. I think that makes sense, right? I guess I don't know the difference. I know there's like people have clear opinions. Just from what Django was saying about vision should be something that's more forward-looking and broad and this and that. I've never thought about those things. I've never actually really worked on a mission, vision, value statement. So I'll defer to y'all who I think have spent more time in that world than I have.
As someone who spent a lot of time in that world, it just completely depends on the organization and what they have decided, or what framework they're using, or which corporate consultant they're using.
Okay, so in other words, it doesn't matter and we can just leave it the way it is.
Sounds like it.
In terms of order. So the vision statement, and again, I don't think we want to mess with this too much. I haven't compared, but I gather it's what's on the Notion site, and then if we start fiddling with that too much, then we're into a different realm of work. Maybe I'll just quickly open up the home site. Okay, vision. Okay, the vision is on the Notion page is to live in a world where anyone with an internet connection has access to the financial tools needed to achieve financial independence. So in fact, it's not reflected here in this particular same way. It's sort of fleshed out a bit. It says our vision is to make financial independence, decentralized work, and creative freedom accessible to all. We work to build a world where anyone with an internet connection has access to the tools needed to achieve financial independence. So that's a long version of what I just read out.
I think, and then there's all other.
And then there's other bits.
I think you would just I think you can get rid of all of that, like the second 2 sentences.
Agree.
Yeah.
I do like the massaging that you did to the vision. I think it's really good.
No, I didn't do that.
Whoever did it.
I think it must be Justice.
What were you reading off of, though?
The first thing I read was the Notion homepage. Or not homepage, vision, mission.
Ava. Oops, sorry. I realized I'm talking to my baby.
I knew it. I'm like, that's baby talk if I've ever heard it.
Yeah. My bad, sorry.
No, it's cute.
Anyway, are we happy just to so the vision statement is a little bit sort of fleshed out there, but probably sounds better anyway, and then we get rid of the second half of it.
The only thing that I would add if I were redoing some of this is financial independence. Strikes me as just language of wealth managers and stuff, and doesn't reference self-sovereignty at all, or sort of self-custody. Seems to be a pretty major part, but maybe it's implied enough everywhere else where it doesn't need to be explicit. But I would probably, in a vacuum, want some of that language there. I mean, and you have financial independence twice. Our vision is to make financial independence, et cetera, then achieve, and it closes with it. So it's boxed in by this phrase, which is just a phrase, a marketing phrase, So,
the buzzwords of DeFi summer.
Financial independence for the okay. Well, there you go. And
that's where it came from, right? It's kind of heck yeah.
I can see that. So I don't know. That's how I feel about that. I don't know if I don't think this is the time to go to war with it, right?
No, but you're right. It is repeated, and in fact, so in that way, in that respect, it would actually be better just to go with what is already currently in Notion, which is we could add the front. Our vision is, but then to live in a world where anyone with an internet connection has access to the financial tools needed to achieve financial independence. That is what's there now. So no one can have a problem with it if it reflects exactly what's there now. I agree with you. Financial independence might not be the right term. It's probably too broad for what we're looking for in terms of financial independence. To me, represents that you don't have to, work for money. But whereas it's looking for, independence from financial institutions and third parties controlling your life.
Right, which is why Ernest.
Which is
good, right. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I don't know that this is the stream of work where we need to change that.
I don't think this is the stream of work where it does it, right? So like, I agree. Like if we're trying to catch what's going on now, I think that what's in Notion is better than what's here.
Right. And again, I think it was just sort of Justice trying to flesh it out a little bit.
So I think floweриer, which is good. I just can't have the financial dependence sandwiching those other kind of vague thoughts. You know, it just hurts my brain. And it's just that word, right? Like,
well, bankless. The word bank is in BanklessDAO, so so bank's something. It is understandable why any of those financial terms could be used.
Totally. I'm not saying like judging the financial independence term too much. I'm just saying like maybe we don't need to say it twice in the same sentence.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, so I've just replaced it with the vision statement that currently lives on the Notion page, and that's that.
Yeah.
We good with that?
Yeah, and I'm keeping track of like the BDIP process as it evolves and goes through the forum and stuff. But I made a note above in the beginning of the article just to make sure that if we do to identify what potential like BDIPs or proposals might also just automatically affect Notion pages. I don't think we know, but this DAO wiki is an obvious one where you need to have that process documented somewhere.
Yeah, I think like the cross post or the like forward and backward audit trail. So basically, you like cross reference on the Constitution where you would update Notion, and you update Notion where you would update the Constitution. Hopefully, that's a start at least. But anyways.
Yeah.
So as a prompt, is it a good idea to link to the Notion page in the text and like link vision to the page? Or are you saying it would sit off to the side?
No.
You know what? I guess I was thinking that the mission, vision, values page would link to the Constitution.
Oh, okay. I thought you said both.
Yeah, the reason I said both was because it's a general principle I have, but I realize in this it would start clunkifying things quite a bit to have all the Notion pages linked out from here.
Yeah. I really like that verb, by the way.
Which verb was that?
To clunkify.
Yeah, that may be the first usage of the verb ever.
It's very good. Okay, so we have a vision statement, short and sweet. 2.4 goes to the values. And again, these are listed on the Notion page. And the only thing that I've changed here is to suggest removing, in fact, the link to, I think it was a link to a Notion page and maybe a forum post or something. It says background on mission, vision and values here and here, which I just don't think is needed in a constitution.
Yep.
So again, we might want to change the mission, the values at some point, but now's not the time.
Where did this come from?
Oh, I think they were just written right in the beginning, and I've sat there ever since.
Yeah, I think Above Average Joe wrote them.
Okay.
Yeah. Ever since the Notion page got made.
Okay. This is the first I've ever seen it. I don't even remember in the old draft of the Constitution seeing these, but admittedly I was kind of looking for other stuff. I kind of like them. I mean, I like that they're here, if nothing else,
Yeah.
Whether we agree on it, it's maybe a different topic, but not even important for right now. Okay, cool. Thanks, Joe.
All right, so that takes us to Article 3, membership, which, could change. So I don't know whether we want to spend time on it. I had mainly gone through, and the changes that I've suggested are just to standardize the language in each level description so that it's the same, it's expressed the same way each time. And then also to basically start referring to members as level 1 and community members where guest passes are included as well. But members with a capital M is the level 1 membership, and level 2 contributors are level 2s. So that was kind of the approach that I took to this section, but it's all about to change, I assume. I just don't know the timing. Ernest, do you know how far away that BDIP is and whether we should spend time on this?
It's not just a BDIP, it's also a bunch of other things related to the BDIP, right? Like you're talking about the tokenomics.
Yeah.
1.0 or 2.0 or whatever?
Yeah, to get like the season membership.
It's gonna take some time.
Okay, so then we should probably at least get this section.
Yes.
Right?
And this delineates and clarifies and standardizes, everything that I think we want. Because the description of levels is actually going to get easier. The TL Bank is at 57 votes, I think, when I checked yesterday. But all that holding a TL Bank NFT gets you is level 1 membership. Right? So all that will need to be added once the TL Bank is finalized is a description of the TL Bank, and then it won't be until there's a proposal or temp check on the new way to define guest passers and to give the level memberships to the NFT holders.
Yeah.
So, and the TL Bank passed pretty quickly. I bet we'll get the temp check for the guest pass initiated, but I don't imagine that the guest pass and the season pass will get adopted before season 8. And the temp check is season 8 will essentially not only just have the TL Bank available, but we'll also have on test nets, so people will actually be able to go and purchase on the test net or get the NFT on the test net. They'll be able to we'll have a second like Discord server that people can, test and experience what it's like to just be gated by the NFT instead of the current thing. So these additions are great. I think the TL Bank will update this season, but I'd be shocked if we are ready for the season pass.
And they will update. Hopefully, they will update the Constitution when they do that.
Yeah, this will improve. Essentially, it will straighten up and simplify this whole section. And essentially, we're deprecating L3s and L4s. They may still be Discord roles, but we won't need to. They don't get any extra power or governance or funding in the DAO. So the need to have the whales and the liquidity providers as part of the Constitution, so it should simplify it, but I think it'll take most of next season or the first half of it to really get people on board and experiencing the pass. And
Okay, so it starts off saying the collective body of BanklessDAO Discord users, and all this is existing text, is referred to as the BanklessDAO community and is further subdivided into various levels. Membership levels are determined using community-wide roles in Discord. While these roles may grant owners certain access and admin privileges, they do not constitute a hierarchical system granting authority over others. They are social signals designed to aid in communication and coordination. All non-members have 2 ways to join the DAO, and that's members with a lowercase m. They can either hold 35,000 bank tokens in their ETH wallet or get a free temporary guest pass by completing our onboarding process. That's the preamble to this section, or 3.1. Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about this, like Discord users, as like BanklessDAO is Discord users? Like, if you're not on Discord, you're not part of BanklessDAO.
Same thoughts. Like, yes. I mean,
Well, how can you be part of BanklessDAO if you're not in the Discord?
Well, you could
Remember-
have 35,000 bank, and you could be subscribing to all the newsletters.
If you are
Mm.
never validated, so remember that this describes the Discord roles in Discord. You're still always a token holder and a member with lowercase m, but the whole point of gating, what are we gating? We're gating access to work channels through Discord. And that's the capital M membership or contributor membership versus the consumer membership of the DAO.
Okay, I mean, it's
I
not
take your
clear.
point, though. I do take your point, and it's too narrow, right?
To
say-
me, it's not clear that this is a creator member versus a consumer member. Like, for me, those consumer members are still members. As long as you have 35,000 bank, you're a member. Even if you never touch Discord, you could still vote on Snapshot, right?
Yeah.
You're still a member who can vote on Snapshot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
I mean, like, just to double tap on that, like those, yeah, you expressed my concerns better than I could. So totally. I just think it needs to be reworded a little bit.
okay. So what about if we got rid of the first sentence
Mm-hmm.
and started with membership,
I would just
and then
Discord,
make it
yeah.
membership levels in Discord grant certain privilege. I don't know. It's a funny way to start, though.
I think that you would start by like Discord membership levels, because like, or community, something that makes it clear that you're starting off by discussing the classification as it pertains to Discord, because this is I mean, all this is about is Discord management, right? Like this whole thing.
Yeah.
And I really think it's about membership when it's just about this is the way we work, So I would like to Link's point, like it's not about membership, it's about Discord role organization,
Exactly. I think like membership is something that we should think about. By should, I mean if we thought about it, it would benefit the DAO. But I think it's beyond the scope of this work stream. If we're capturing what we want to capture, we de-scope down to Discord.
Right.
Agreed.
So would you rename the Article 3 Discord membership, or
I would call Article 3 membership, but I would say 3.1 is Discord membership levels.
right?
So then people can put stuff about membership there if they want in the future.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Would it make sense to say Article 3 token holders, and then you have token holder members, you have verified Discord members, and in the verified Discord members you have L1s, L2s, etc. Guest pass.
I
Yeah.
actually like that heading of membership, and then the reason I like that
But
heading
like
of
you
membership is because
say-
I do think it's something that, sorry?
But like you say, it's not based on whether you're a member of anything. If you're a token holder, you're a member at some level in the DAO. You can vote, like you said,
Yeah.
you can vote in Snapshot, right? You can just and have nothing to do with the Discord, Twitter, anything.
Well, maybe we should make 3.1 like that token holding side, and we could just say like if you own a bank token, you can vote on Snapshot or something like that. Because I do
That's
think
honestly,
Go ahead.
right? That's what you want to be able to,
yeah.
be able to say, is that if you're a token holder, you can vote on Snapshot. You don't need to be part of the Discord. You don't need, whatever you want to say. Basically, you can vote in Snapshot if you're a token holder and you are a member of the DAO. But then then we have a Discord membership level for increased participation or activity of a token holder. This is where we gate different membership levels based on your token holdings.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. The one complication I would add is that there is a sense of like a one person, one vote, which people are which in the governance department we're talking about. How can we gate this to members? How can we gate this to people who are 35K and above? So that's just something to note. I don't think that is clear yet, but we want to be able to. We want this. Whatever we produce, we want people to be able to have a spot to kind of like edit and say like, yep, and it's under membership that we would put that if they are looking for one person, one vote, they have to have above 35K or whatever.
You know, so I hear you guys talk, and I generally agree with all the things that you're saying, the way you organize it and delineate between bank holders and Discord participants. I wonder, like, if the membership, though, as a heading, which I do like two links, like, if that's going to become problematic because of that language that's being considered elsewhere, right? About, you know, you're a member if you have 5,000 bank and participate. You know, that's your membership level in Discord. That's what makes you a BanklessDAO member. Like, you see that language around, right? And I just wonder if we have that as the header, if that kind of like precludes a few things. And I wonder if it does make more sense to have a broader heading, like even something really broad, like Bankless Nation makeup. Like, that's not good language, but you know, like something really broad like that.
Well, essentially, as a token holder, you get access to voting and you get access to membership perks. You generally get access to your membership perks through validating your membership, your holdings in Discord. And that's why the bank token is a governance token, but also gives access to member perks. And working in...
You're talking about if you have 35,000 bank, right?
Yeah, but I mean, anybody can come up with... You can offer a perk to people that hold 10,000 bank, right? I mean, anybody can give anything or create a perk for token holders. But the biggest perk is that you get access to work channels if you hold 35,000 bank. Or a guest pass. Right? That's the biggest membership perk.
There's something around voting in these like one person, one vote votes, which is a huge membership perk, I think, that we're kind of taking for granted and are trying to fix right now. But maybe we can't do that here in this work stream. Maybe it's just something we have to say bank token holders.
Yeah. So we have for later discussion, the meeting framework section, and which is actually after the section 3. And so I think there would be space in there because at most meetings, decisions are kind of one person, one vote, or somebody's, you know, supposed to just be making a decision. The other section where we talk about voting is in the proposal framework section. But we don't talk a whole lot about voting on the organizational unit level anywhere.
Well, it's kind of because those organizational units are responsible for their own voting procedures. But I do think that maybe the solution for now is just in that proposal framework to say that level 1 members can vote. And then that's kind of that. Then we don't really have to worry about this section anymore. If you're going to vote, you're probably on Discord and you're a level 1 member, you have 35,000 bank.
So while you've been talking, I've just written 3.1 bank token holders. Any person who holds bank tokens in an ETH wallet may vote on snapshot proposals. It is necessary to join the BanklessDAO Discord to access further community infrastructure. Is that kind of what you're looking for, just to kind of cover that off? And then 3.2 becomes Discord membership levels.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Like it.
Okay. And we still just keep it called membership, this section.
In the end, I'm okay with that. Yeah, sure.
All right, and then 3.2 becomes Discord membership levels, and we get rid of the collective body of BanklessDAO Discord users is referred to as the BanklessDAO community and is further subdivided, and just make it Discord membership levels are determined using community-wide role tags or something.
Love it. We've just extended the definition of BanklessDAO community or membership.
Yeah.
Okay. And so this is why I didn't think that we were ready to post the BDIP on the numbering, because we're changing the numbering as we go here as we do this work.
But it's still Article 3. It's all within Article 3. So
I know, but your BDIP has to actually lay out what you want to change.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're going to change numbering, you need to know what numbering you want.
No, you just have to know what numbering exists, and then you got old text, new text. I think we got like most of it. And this section is going to be largely rewritten. Right, because when we submit a change for section 3, it'll be, this whole section. And so people will just be able to see old text and then the new text.
Okay, so 3.2.2, I didn't change anything in the 3.2.1 guests. It seemed fairly straightforward. Just fix the capital. Or I was capitalised guest pass. And then it says guest pass holders are granted 14 days to investigate, participate and test the community waters. That's probably a bit flowery, but whatever. Individuals who desire to move beyond the guest status do so by confirming that they possess at least 35,000 bank tokens at a single address. Do you want to change confirming to validating, or just leave it?
I think confirming is fine.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So then 3.2.2 says level 1 members. And it used to say full DAO members are those who have accumulated, and I've changed it to level 1 members, and members with a capital M, and then L1 in brackets are those who've accumulated the requisite 35,000 bank and are authenticated in the Discord server. And then it used to say the benefits of L1s include, and I've changed it to the benefits of L1 membership include, and then I've changed it to privileges such as, it used to say include but are not limited to. So I've said privileges such as access to additional Discord channels, and then the other thing that was there, it said, and no longer needing to renew the guest pass, which I just find bizarre because, of course. So I changed it to, and allow list opportunities, just to have something else to put there. But open to feedback.
Like allow list opportunities or like other perks? So like,
yeah, like because it said include the benefits of L1 membership include privileges such as, and I didn't know what else to put there because there aren't any.
I wonder, like in this doc though, like I don't think that we have to like like elucidate sort of membership perks.
Well, that's why I just said it's such as, but you can take it out altogether if you want, but
I think you could just take it all out.
Yeah, I guess
that's
so.
like for,
and just say and just leave the first one sentence there.
It's also voting, right? Isn't it voting?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no,
Not
depends
yet.
where. Not right now.
I mean, so this is to capture what currently exists, and right now, there is no L1 voting threshold anywhere.
Unless
Well, that's
someone
why we're
sets
talking
up a
about
poll.
Sybil resisting stuff, I assume. Unless
Yeah.
anyone sets
Right.
up a poll and
Exactly. So, who's typing? Well, again, wait a minute. I mean, it's a good point. Do we actually need to say what the benefits are here, given that this is the Constitution? Do we just need to define an L1 member, not say what the perks are?
If you look,
This is not a sales document. That's
the thing. I mean, for me, it doesn't the perks are going to change all the time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and particularly when we get members back and we grow, and so my thought is as a governance doc, you don't talk about perks personally because they should.
I agree with that, and I actually think talking about perks will limit the amount of perks that we can actually serve.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we just take it right back to level 1 members are those who've accumulated the requisite 35,000 bank and are authenticated in the Discord server.
So most constitutions will describe the benefits, and so I would suggest that the benefits of L1 membership are increased voting weight, elevated Discord permissions, and access to member perks. Those are the benefits that come.
Does it actually add any additional Discord stuff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It does.
That's mainly.
Yeah, there are channels, I guess. Not many.
It used to, anyway. I don't know what it does anymore.
Well,
cool.
It used to.
Yeah, just the simple fact that you don't need to. You don't remember with the guest pass. Every 2 weeks you lose your benefits.
True.
Right, and so the greater access. If you look at the roles in Discord, you'll see that the L1's elevated above the guest pass role. So,
makes sense. How would you feel about saying elevated Discord access versus elevated Discord permissions?
I mean, I don't care either way, but in Discord it calls it permissions.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I guess it's a small change for me. The reason I'm saying that is because the idea of additional access, you're getting more access. You're getting more access to voting. I don't know. It's just something in my head for some reason. But to be honest, I can't articulate it. So I will retreat.
Well, we use access to member perks. So, next time I'm indifferent one way or the other, but I would opt for not repeating the word access and just opt for what Discord calls it, which is a permission.
Also, it says benefits of L membership.
Yeah. That's my typo.
So, I'm not sure. I think elevated Discord permissions is the right word. I'm looking for a different one for elevated, increased or.
I say elevated because in Discord your roles are set based on the order that they appear in the settings. So the L1 is elevated permission above guest pass role permissions.
Okay.
I think semantically that makes sense. I mean, I think what you're getting at is normatively maybe it's a little bit weird with access and the ideas that we're trying to be flatter, but it is obviously true. I think maybe an easy edit like could be the benefits of L1 membership include, and I want to understand, what does increased voting weight mean?
You
I don't know
get
if that, it makes it sound like you get like a multiplier for L1, but I know that's not what you mean.
well, I'm assuming you had less than 35,000 bank before, so maybe so that's all that now having 35,000 bank, you have more voting weight than less than 35,000 bank. It's kind of misleading. It sounds like maybe you get twice as much. But I was
Maybe
just trying to add
elevated
the
voting privileges rather than weight. Privileges rather than weight, because you
Well,
have the privilege of voting on more different polls.
oh,
Not
gosh,
yet.
sometimes so.
That's why
I mean,
was
you do see people
focusing on
gate
weight.
to, yeah, you do see some gating to L1, but I don't know. And like the voting weight is just like buying tokens. Like you don't have to be an L1 to increase your voting weight, right? I mean, again, like I would prefer to see this sentence all the way out. Like I get that constitutions have some benefits and stuff. I don't know that this is the place to do that right here. If we are going to, then I would probably want to limit it to like really clear stuff. Like, so increased voting weight maybe comes out. So that's not L1 dependent. That's just on bank thresholds. And then, you know, you do get some more Discord permissions and member perks, you know. So I might just say the benefits of L1 membership and like include, if you like elevated Discord permissions and access to member perks, keep that maybe. But I don't know. I would still take my vote is still definitely to remove that whole sentence. I think it would cause more problems than it solves.
I don't object. Yeah, I don't object. So I go either way.
I also do not object.
Okay, it's gone.
Thanks, guys. I just worry, like more than anything, that it's like we're trying to define things for its own sake, and then it becomes limiting language later because the Constitution doesn't say I can give like a free smoothie to all L1 members because that's not a perk, you know, or something. I mean, that's like a bad example.
No, well, I mean, we're trying to keep it lean, so let's keep it lean. Okay, and about 10 minutes. So again, here it's just standardizing the language. Level 2, 3.2.3 is level 2 contributors. And then again, level 2 contributors in brackets L2. And what I've done here is say they are verified L1 members who have also earned special recognition from their peers as valuable and committed members of the DAO. So in other words, everyone is an L1 member. And so that flows through to the whales and the liquidity providers as well. They're all verified L1 members who, whatever, something on top. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to make them a different group, they're part of that L1 group.
Yep. That's a good edit. I like it.
Okay, so level 2 contributors are verified L1 members who have also, I just read it out. So any problems? I added and committed. It was valuable members of the DAO, and I've made it valuable and committed members of the DAO because at some point we do probably want language about removing L2s.
Well, essentially, if you're holding a NFT versus holding 35,000 bank, you will get the L1 status. So even if you are L2 or L3 or L4, it would still be L1 members.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, is it okay to add and committed members of the DAO as part of what L2 means? It means that they're valuable and committed, not just valuable.
Yeah. Sorry.
Good by me.
Okay. I mean, again, I think it's about capturing the current sentiment, and I don't think anyone would argue that L2 members are recognised for their commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And then and maybe this can come out, but currently says L2 members are expected to be actively interested, engaged in governance and the overall health of the DAO community. Promotion to L2 status occurs through the following process, and then there's the process, which I've also kind of edited for clarity. I haven't changed the process. So I'm still reading stuff out for you. Oh, for Lynx's benefit, and I just realised Lynx is gone. So what do you think?
Yep.
I just accept all these changes.
No objection.
So again, it's using that reference to any member, being a member with a capital M is those level ones. There was a question I had about, it says that they can nominate a level 1 peer to join level 2 in the polls Discord channel, but I think that actually would happen in the poll discussions. Pardon?
Hold on. So I think that I think L2 nominations are supposed to happen in hyphen recognition.
Right.
And there's some documentation around that I've seen at some point. So I think that's what I would do. Like they nominate not in the polls channel, they nominate in hyphen recognition and then put a poll up in poll channels after it's been seconded by an L2.
Exactly. Do we need to even say, I don't know, I guess we do. Do we need to go right down to the level of saying which channel it happens in? Or could we just say any member can nominate a level 1 peer to join level 2? A member may not nominate themselves.
Ernest, what do you think?
I would include the channels because they're consistent. They have it.
I think so too, and like in particular, I would normally not want process in here, but I feel like maybe this is a place where some process makes some sense. I don't know that I feel really hard about it, but I do feel that way right now. I mean, truthfully, I kind of think it all can come out, right? But
yeah. Well, and if the it could easily get moved down to the handbook later, future date. And this is a relatively simple process. There's no administrative body. This is where having the information so that people know how to do it themselves is valuable, right?
I think you're right, and again, I'd normally want to cut it because it's process oriented, but it's always so inconsistent, and there's just a continual batch of confusion around this stuff that perhaps I think that after we edit this and do that, I'd still make a note to maybe revisit it when there's a couple more folks here to see if there's some other takes, or maybe actually it might be good to bring up maybe at the governance meeting next week just to see where people fall on including L2 process, and just because I'm 50-50 on it. I think maybe 51 in favor, not much, but a little bit, for the reasons Ernest was saying.
Well, this has been the longest standing process that's gone through the least amount of change in the DAO.
Facts.
And
I bet you denied at least 5 times, Ernest.
Well, and ideally, that's what once you eventually get to a point where your constitution is no longer seeing major revisions, and we just got to update a channel name reference or something like that, and it becomes real easy to update and change.
Any member can level. So that level 1 peer is kind of weird if you don't use that language a lot, but maybe that's okay. Hyphen recognition. Any member can nominate I would probably say a level 1 member there. Even though that's a lot of members, but it's probably more consistent with our language. I would say maybe not to join level 2, but to become a level 2 member, maybe. It's any member can nominate a level 1 member to join, to become a level 2 member, yeah.
Okay, added.
Or in fact, a level 2 contributor.
Yeah, good, thank you. Better, need a new word.
Any member.
Second nomination due to a vote, a 40-hour poll will take place. Is it a 40-hour poll? Because we've been doing 7 days, and
That's what it says. I don't. It's just what it said before. I didn't change that. Somewhere
fine.
there's something on Notion that describes it, but like I don't know.
Neither.
How BanklessDAO. Oh no, that's not what I want. How-to guides. It didn't take long to get to.
Nice job.
How-to. I don't even know if we actually have a how-to.
On this?
I've seen it somewhere. Do we not, Ernest, anywhere?
There was a Notion page. I just don't know exactly where it is. It's probably in the FAQs or something. Let me see. Or it might have been part of that Daoisms page that we archived. Let's see, FAQs. No, I don't know.
Yeah, we
Getting
should have one.
started.
Oh man, if we just wrote a how to nominate in the L2, we could just reference that and not have the description of the process.
Oh, I've definitely seen it before. Frogmonkey wrote it, so it's well out of date. But
yeah, I just don't see it on the how-to wiki. Is all I'm saying.
yeah, it might have been archived as part of. I think it was probably on the DAO. Let me just check the Daoisms. Contributor designation. Yeah, it was in the Daoisms page, which has since been archived. And that's where it says 48-hour poll.
But what do we actually do? Are we saying that? I mean, most polls in general in the DAO are week minimum. Just
Seems.
I'm happy with just.
I think I've always been.
Well, we can, and people either push back on it or they won't. But that's where it came from anyway, and that's what the current text of the Constitution says.
Can we just update it to 7 days?
That's fine by me. So a 7-day poll.
I think every L2 nomination I've done 7 days because I thought that's what it was.
Okay, and then I had notes on there. Anyone may vote and see how to use the poll bot. For anyone may vote, I just said we should think about whether it should actually be gated and whether voting should be shielded. But I think I was just thinking further ahead, and I don't think that we can necessarily change that right now.
Yeah, we can remove that.
I think so either. Yeah, I think we remove all that text that's highlighted. Agreed.
And we don't say who can vote on the poll?
I mean,
I think that is just a note we have.
They'll either have the Discord role or they won't be able. They'll either will be able to or they won't based on their Discord role.
Okay.
We don't even have to mention who can vote.
I mean, I would have thought that sort of thing should be captured, but anyway.
It would make sense, but I would identify the Discord role. Like you could say guest passers, instead of just anyone. It's not anyone. It's anybody that's has a validated role for voting. So you could say guest passers, L1s, L2s, or all verified members in Discord can vote. That's what I'm saying. If we just didn't include it.
Well, I think it's important so that people don't start like gating the poll to level 2s only or something like that because they think that that's the way it's supposed to be.
Oh, that's fine.
You know, because there was confusion for a while there about who was supposed to second the nomination and all of those sorts of things, and then who was allowed to vote on it as well came out of that. So, what did you say? All verified?
Yeah, all verified.
Discord role.
Yeah, I can roll.
Users or roles?
Roles.
May vote. Do we want to say here that people have the option not to accept the L2 nomination? Or should we just leave that as a fairly unique approach to the whole thing?
I think you should include that people can vote for themselves.
Oh, well, that too.
Yeah.
I mean, they can, can't they?
Yeah, not everybody knows that. Sometimes.
Well, again, I think that we could just probably leave that. Anyway, I'm late for the Notion meeting. It's 8:05. Or 5 past the hour, should I say.
Oh, we got a Notion meeting.
I'll have to see if Z-Fi's there. Scroll past ops so often lately. Can never find it.
It's blowing up. It's like a whole section of the Discord now.
Oh yeah, he's there. Anyway, thank you.
Same.
Both. I wish we could just do, I don't know, do you want to do an intensive at some stage and just do like another 2 hours or something as a group?
Yep.
Is Hero still here?
Yo, I said, yeah. No, that probably makes some sense. Like, just go and bang some stuff out. Yes.
Yeah, okay. And not a week away.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll put up a thing or just ask Links when he's available or something. I don't know. Like, it's nice when we have just a small group, but I don't know. Anyway, should go and pick it up later. But thank you very much, both.
Thank you.
Ditto.
Good progress.
Ditto.
Thanks.
Ciao, friends. We'll see you.
Thanks, Hero.
Bam.
Jim.
Closing the tabs. Holy shit.
Sorry, we're late.
Hey, no worries. I was just working on some more of the notes, getting my thoughts down in the Workstream and the Kanban and stuff. Quick update, just because of the discussion that was happening in the Notion Workstream regarding sprinkles and the access to the top level pages. She followed up a couple more times, and I ended up revoking that access for now until we can figure out what exactly it is that she needs.
Yeah.
So, just a heads up on that. We're back to just the 4. Me, TrueCat, Links, and I think I Speak Nerd still has full access. That request was a little unnerving.
Yeah.
But, I didn't have a reason to say no.
Yeah. No, fair enough. I'm not sure that I was across. Well, I think I did see this request, but it was before I had read all the other material. And so I think in light of that, it's a good choice to roll that back and just put some guardrails around it.
Cool. I guess if I'm jumping right in then, in regards to those top level pages, we probably should do a review and either volunteer for pages to go through and update, or divvy them up, or decide not to review. I mean, I think it needs a review, but
I think the reason
I forget who pointed this out. Ernest, you made a comment about creating work for others, and I didn't want to do that either.
No, I just want to say, I think the reason why Sprinkles wants the top level BanklessDAO Notion page is, I think she's creating a how-to guide. So I don't know that she needs access to that as much as she needs a Notion page in the how-to wiki section that she can develop.
Oh, that we can do easy.
I would double check, but I'm pretty sure. And I so.
But what does she actually want to create? A how-to what?
She's doing let me go check in the education department. She's doing a how to PM doc. And the Governator.
Just those two?
I believe so. I would check in with her, but I've been helping her set up the Discord threads to start working on that and bring that education together. And so I think, and she may just need the how to Governator. The PM, I think, is something that she's actually doing in the PM Guild Notion pages. But eventually, what we saw was like a how to write OKRs, KPIs, and success metrics kind of how-to guide on the main wiki.
Yeah, I mean, what she has said is that she has to modify info on the top level pages and some sub pages for the onboarding project.
Yeah, it seems pretty like
that's what she said.
Onboarding people to Governator, like I said, I can't.
No,
she's
her. Working on.
But no worries.
I've been working with her. Yeah, we've been working for the last 2 months on some education, and that will lead to some how-to wikis getting. So she's eventually going to need permission to create some how-to guides. This may be that, I hope.
That's no problem. Specificity is key. The top level request made me nervous, so I did reach out and said, hey, let's set up a call.
Yeah.
And we can figure out what exactly it is, because it sounds like now we've got a couple of different angles too. So I'll work it out with Sprinkles and get that figured out. Ultimately, there's no issue, page access to whatever you need. It's just that top level one is pretty tight. Mm-hmm. It made me nervous.
Yeah.
You don't even see it until you go into the how-to wikis. And so that's where she may have gotten it from. I probably sent her the link to the how-to guides, and then she's like, oh, in order for me to create a how-to guide, I need access to the crumb above it, which is the top level BanklessDAO Notion pages. And she may not even be completely aware of that. Right.
Yeah, the crumb above it is actually the page in Ops Guild that says that the Notion Workstream has that. But anyway, I think it's a good move just to work out exactly what she wants and give her those things rather than just blanket access. Speaking of the homepage, I did actually split out guilds and departments because I do have blanket access.
And it looks good.
Nice.
And also the other day, I think you probably would have seen, I added under DAO resources, I added a logos and branding material link, which goes to the Dash site, because that was a discussion in the community call about branding and no one really knew that we had a repository for logos.
Nice.
But getting back to review, I mean, yeah, we will be creating work that needs to be done, but I think it definitely needs to be done. Like we were just talking, Z-Fi, about